Imagine that you're a developer who wants to begin their own startup. So you have some kind of a vision and you're bringing it to reality and writing perfect programming code. Your code checks all of the boxes, it clears all of the test cases. However, in the process, you realize that your code has some security flaws, but you cannot figure out what they are because you have not spent time looking for them. It may be something as simple as a hard coded API key or some other token variable. It could also be some kind of SQL injection vulnerability or issues such as cross site scripting vulnerabilities that may go unnoticed when you're trying to build a large and complex application. So, if you're trying to build your dream product and want to ensure that your code is perfectly secure, how can we achieve that? This is where CodeGuardian comes in. CodeGuardian is a one-of-a-kind VS Code extension that uses an AI model that is powered locally by your own device with the help of LMStudio to provide real-time security insights and comprehensive code protection without compromising the performance of your application. So we have built this website that gives some information about CodeGuardian. So if you click on download now, it takes you to the VS Code page where we have actually deployed our extension to the VS Code marketplace. So you can right now go to your own VS Code and download this extension to be enabled globally. So there are multiple languages that these support. There are a lot of security features such as path traversal detection, SQL injection prevention, cross-site scripting protection, API security analysis, and secure coding recommendations. And how it works is it helps you to write good code, it gives you instant feedback, it also gives you certain vulnerability reports, gives some suggested fixes, and also ensures that your code is shipped confidently. Now, there's certain information here that we're going to go through later on, but let's look at what other features are there on the website. Now, what are some of the features of the product? It provides instant vulnerability detection. It can identify security flaws quickly and other potential vulnerabilities in your code as you type with real-time feedback and suggestions. It gives you comprehensive code insights such as certain recommendations that you can take to improve your code security. And moreover, it is secure and provides local analysis. All of this code is run locally on your own machine with the help of a local LLM provided by LMStudio. LMStudio is a startup, one of its kind, that has started building fantastic local LLMs that can be run on your own device. So they have LM Studios for multiple various operating systems. Let's go back. So there's also multi-language support. So this actually works with multiple programming languages. So a wide variety of complex applications can be taken care of through this VS Code extension. For right now, we have only integrated the extension with VS Code. So if you want, you can actually download VS Code from this link. And we are also working on bringing CodeGuardian to other IDEs. So what are some of our users are saying? For right now, only me and Gokul. I'm Aditya and Gokul is my fellow teammate in the AI Builders Hackathon, and we are the users right now of this CodeGuardian extension. If you have any other questions, you can know where to find them. And if you have any other questions, you can also contact our support team. The support team is basically my email and Gokul's email, so you can actually mail us if you have any issues. Also, you have access to our LinkedIn and GitHub profiles. So let's now understand how we can actually run this extension. Now, getting started. First, we need to install Visual Studio Code. Second, we need to download and set up LMStudio. Well, lucky for us, we already have Visual Studio Code installed and we have already downloaded and set up LMStudio. We need to install CodeGuardian from the VS Code marketplace, and then you can start coding securely. So let me show you a very simple demonstration of the working of CodeGuardian. Right now I have a VS Code application that is having some kind of program that is running on it. This seems to be some kind of a application code, and it's actually like a vulnerable web application code. So we're trying to test our product in this case. We also have LMStudio, the interface. Right now, the local LM is not running. We have actually loaded the model, which is the Coder 9B chat model. And we need to ensure that the extension is ready. So if you go over to the extensions and if you search, we have actually installed CodeGuardian, and it's a real-time code security analysis. And this is the logo for CodeGuardian. And it's already enabled. So if we go back to our code, if you go to the program, if you try to initially run it, it won't run. The main reason, so if you click over here and search for the extension CodeGuardian analyze current file, if you click on that, it will right now say CodeGuardian failed to analyze the current file. So if you check it out, it's because the local LLM is currently not yet started. So we need to start our LLM before we can actually access it. So this is one of the key privacy features of using a local LLM, is that all of your data and documents are actually sent on your and parsed and processed on your own device. Therefore, none of your data has to go into the cloud or any other server outside your own device. So let's just start a server. Right now, you can see that a server has started, and the system resources that it's using are like 5 GB of RAM. So let's go back to VS Code. Let's close this, and let's once again try to execute CodeGuardian. As you can see right here, CodeGuardian, it's actually analyzing security vulnerabilities. Now, this is gonna take some time to process, as a local LLM will take some amount of time to actually accumulate all of the tokens, because there are a lot of tokens that it's actually processing, because we are running an entire programming code that has a lot of tokens. So we're gonna have to wait for some time while this processes. So this might take around a minute or so. As you can see, it has actually generated. So if you go back to VS Code, you see that CodeGuardian found around 7 security issues. So let's try to show certain details. So let's click on the first one, which is insecure configuration. So it's actually given some kind of an information. Insecure configuration, the threat is pretty low, if you see. So CodeGuardian, it's given its weakness, and then vulnerable code, it's given a description, and you can actually quick fix it using Copilot if you want to do that. Then we have some kind of command injection vulnerability. It's actually a medium vulnerability. You can see that the vulnerable code is, what is the vulnerability that is present in it. You can also check over here. As you can see, there's some kind of insecure password storage. If you see line 23, column 5. So there's some kind of issue with the result that is actually being generated from this execution of the database with the query. So when we're fetching some result from the database by executing a query, the result has some kind of a password storage issue. There are also some command injection vulnerabilities that we just went through. So this is how our application is actually running locally. Now, if you actually go back to LMStudio and stop the server, so now the local LM is no longer running. If you go back to VS Code and try to run CodeGuardian, you're going to find that it failed to analyze the error. This ensures that our application is actually running only when the local LM server has started. So this is how CodeGuardian works. CodeGuardian ensures that even if you write the perfect code, there may be issues that your code might not be secure. It might lead to some memory leakages, some kind of SQL injection vulnerabilities, hard-coded APIs, and therefore, your code, it takes care of all of the safety issues and ensures that your code is perfect from any kind of vulnerabilities. So that is all about CodeGuardian. Thank you.